Hey everybody, welcome to What's Up Wednesday. Hope you're all doing well and wanted to wish everybody a happy new year since this is the last address that we'll do in 2023. As we kind of look ahead to next year, I want to talk a little bit today about failure. And before I do though, again, we really want to wish everybody a happy new year. We thank all of you for following our blog and our What's Up Wednesday weekly videos. And as I've mentioned many times in the past, we'd love ideas on topics that you'd like to be discussed or addressed in a What's Up Wednesday in 2024. So as we look ahead and we're kind of planning out our new year, a really common exercise that people participate in or undertake is creating a resolution. Now, resolutions are often looked at as something that is a goal that often within the first 2 or 3 weeks of the year disappears. But I think that like any goal, if you write it down and you put timelines and milestones around it, then that resolution can be your goal for 2024 in this case. So be thinking about that. And as we think about goals, I wanted to address something that Melanie Taylor sent out to me just the other day, talking about success coming from failure. And I think it's often overlooked that much of the wisdom that we gain in our careers, in our lives, both personal and professional, comes from failure, trying something and not succeeding. Now, I would argue that we learn a lot from our wins or our successes in life, but I think that oftentimes those losses or failures create pain, and we remember that pain, and ideally we learn from that pain and we get better because of it. So I wanted to address this as a topic since we're talking about potential resolutions and goal setting, because if you set a goal that's easy to accomplish, it may not mean as much in the long run as setting a goal that's really hard to accomplish, even if it means that you fail. Now, there are a lot of different ways to look at failure. I know that when I look back in my career, I've made some bad decisions where I banked on a person or a particular endeavor I participated in that didn't work out. And I look at those as failures. I can look at some of the situations where I've had to deal with difficult situations, and I look back and I realize there are things I would have done differently had I realized at the time how maybe I should have handled those situations. And I kind of look at those from my perspective as failures, and I look at them as very tough lessons learned that made me better and made me who I am today. And I tend to focus on those things. I think that learning something every day in order to improve, continuously improve, is really key to being potentially a self-actualized person eventually. But a couple things, to maybe think about in the equation for success is that you have to try something and you have to fail potentially to get better. And if there isn't risk, as they say, oftentimes there's not reward. So again, setting a goal really low that you're going to achieve versus a stretch goal, something that you might fail, consider that. Really tough goals make you better and they stretch you. Really easy goals, they don't really do a whole lot for you. Secondly, learn as much as you can from every single failure. It's okay to fail, but it's not okay to fail the same way over and over again because you're not learning from it. Speed up the feedback loop of useful failures. So again, what could I have done differently? And really evaluate a failure. Sit down, think about it, maybe even sometimes map or chart it out and identify what things you could have done differently so that in the future, that when that opportunity or that situation arises, that you can address it a certain or specific way. And then again, repeat this process on a regular basis. So again, don't be afraid of risking things and failing at something, because if you're not failing, then you're not trying. I think that no matter how good somebody is, you're always going to have those areas where maybe you fall short. But if you're learning from them and improving, I think in the long run, it ends up being a win. So think about that, take that with you. And as you start to look ahead at 2024, We wish you great prosperity and success, and we hope to work with you. And if there's anything we can do, as always, let us know. Thanks, and we'll see you next Wednesday.